Good morning, friends. So, it's been a hot minute. We've been super busy lately. Got to hang out with family, enjoying summer. Now I'm just watering my garden. We had that hurricane come up on Monday. That was fun. It got to be kind of crazy over here in East Texas, but everything made it. The 4th of July weekend was awesome. I got to spend time with my grandma who lives in Alaska, and just a lot of family time. So yesterday I trimmed up my pumpkin plants in this big planter here. I noticed a squash vine borer was trying to make its way into one of my plants and decided to try and deter it with some aluminum foil wrapped around the vine. That was one of the main things that I saw that can help prevent those guys from completely destroying your plants. That one over there needs a little bit more, so I'll probably be doing that today if I can remember. But these guys are pretty well wrapped. Everything is weeded. Looks so nice. My basil is coming back like crazy. I topped them off about a week and a half ago. So they're already back to where they were beforehand and even more thicker, which is awesome because I love basil. It just smells so good. All of my zucchini plants are pretty well done. I'm just giving these little fabric planters a little break here. I'm going to be adding more compost into them, and I'm going to be starting some winter squash in about a month. The goal is to have my winter squash grow up these guys here and use it like a trellis. We'll see what happens. My zinnias are still absolutely insane. I had to give my zinnias something to climb on in both this box here and the other one right over there. That way I could actually walk through. We definitely need a garden path. But my main goal really has been just to weed everything, see what bare planting space I have, and really go from there. As you can see, this guy is doing just a little bit better than the other box. This had a lot more zinnias in it. And honestly, I think the placement, even though it's not too far away from that box, this box gets a couple more hours more worth of sunlight. So that's definitely playing a factor. Both boxes have the same amount of compost. They both did really well. It's just this one had more sunlight, so these ones are more abundant. I have my watermelon plants just growing out of this dude here. They're doing really well. Now, one issue that I am having Even though I have my rock down, it's obviously not thick enough. I'm gonna have to add a lot more pea gravel in here and spray this, but this is nutgrass, and it has basically taken over the inside of this garden space. I'm just gonna have to spray this. Watermelons are super happy. Peppers and asparagus are super happy. Loads and loads of peppers. The asparagus is gonna be super ready by next year. We should get some really nice sized spears. Now, one thing I will be changing up is, as you can see, I'm laying down my cardboard slowly as I get it from ordering from Sam's and Amazon. But my plan is to actually make some raised beds in here because of all the flooding that happened in the in-ground part here. I weeded all of this. Took me a while and a little bit of a sunburn, but everything looks way happier, way cleaner. But this right here, I am just preparing for raised beds, and I'm gonna do it about this size. So it's just gonna be one long, skinny raised bed. Eventually, every single row is gonna have this raised bed, and it's all gonna be blackberries, and maybe we'll try some raspberries just to see what does best. Just to see what does best. I'd like to just do blackberries, but raspberries are a possibility. I know they don't do too well here because of the humidity and all the fungal issues that they can have, but this girl really loves raspberries. One thing I will not plant along my blackberries and cucumbers, even though you can, I will never plant African marigolds like this again in the garden. I learned my lesson. These guys grow insane. I pulled so many of these guys out cleaning up these beds, and if I do plant African marigolds, which they are beautiful and they really do help against pests, I would plant them all along the edges of the garden. So along the fence line, that would be a great place for these guys because they literally take over and just become massive. So I also weeded. You can see this big old hole right here, and there's another one right there. It's because I had the African marigolds grown with my blackberries, which honestly, it really helped keep the ground moist and wet. These guys look pretty damn good for being choked out by these African marigolds. However, next year, instead of doing the African marigolds, I'm going to do the French marigolds since they are a lot smaller and more manageable, and they won't take over so much. But all this is cleaned up, looking nice. I think I might add an extra bed over here where the potatoes were, just because I have the space, and it would look really nice, I think. When the water comes flooding in from this area over here into the garden, it's gonna hit that bed and just go right around it instead of washing everything out. It's all a learning process, y'all. If any of you have a garden, you know that. Every year brings something new. We can try and prevent things from happening, but New locations equal new problems. Thank y'all so much for watching. It's just a little update on the garden, and I will be back with more projects. But stay tuned. Don't forget to weed your garden because I know you need to. We'll chat with y'all later.
Yes.
The female pumpkin flower.
Oh God.
Don't move.
What is that? A yellow jacket?
No, that's a bumblebee, honey.
Am I allergic to them?
This is a beautiful sized pumpkin. And we've got that flower in our compost.
I don't feel good today for some reason.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
She's so cute.
What is she doing?
She's just being excited.
For what?
I think the pumpkin. She's looking at us.
We're